I would rather have a deliberate hypocrite and a deliberate liar and somebody who just says I'm a fuckhead than some guy that's fucking doing this conniving shit, this whole like scheming or whatever. I'm good, bro.
Huge twist for you today that's going to leave you more stunned than the first time you watched Fight Club. Last night I posted a video going over some more fraudulent strikes, which is becoming a huge issue that's plaguing the entire platform. It's an epidemic sweeping through. The first one was from the Manny Show. It's their second fraudulent strike that they issued because their feelings get hurt. This one was automatically declined, which no doubt left Manny screaming into a pillow, kicking their feet in the air, wondering why no one likes them. The second strike I covered was one that was not declined. It fully went through, and it came from SSSniperWolf. Or was it? Was it all just a ploy from the deep state to have us eating out of the palm of their hands as the New World Illuminati shadow government actually worked behind the scenes to frame SSniperWolf and she wasn't actually involved? Well, maybe not to that scale, but from all the evidence I've seen now, it actually wasn't SSniperWolf who filed that strike. And it's a very complicated mess that highlights a very, very rare problem on YouTube that I very much would like to talk about. But let's go through the entire lore real quick. So, the story starts with a big YouTube channel named One Giant Onion talking about a strike they received in their channel for the video they made on SSniperWolf. He posted a 3-hour video that was all just a big joke. But it did use all for content. Well, I don't think like all of it. It's not like he went through the entire Library of Alexandria here, gathering every single SSniperWolf video, but it used 3 hours worth. And it resulted in him getting a strike many months later. He went trick-or-treating and he got a
hear the retake on this.
laced apple. So the strike is a huge deal. He posts this video kind of going over it and talking about the situation briefly, and the video stays up for 9 days. This isn't a small, obscure channel. This is a channel with almost 1 million subscribers, so a lot of people make some noise about this, wondering why SSniperWolf is bullying channels that are making fun of her. And she never responded to it or anything. I eventually caught wind of this, and I talked about it in the video I made last night about fraudulent strikes. It's the second video I made in like a week on it because it keeps happening. Now, after I posted that video, SSniperWolf went on Twitter to claim that she never issued that strike at all, which...
Okay, brother, see, you're dumb, because on Kick yesterday, I had a take about this, right? I said his take was wrong, and I said it, and then he's having a retake. So I'm saying that I'm not going to comment because I already had my take.
Got me scratching at the hairs on my chinny chin chin, because it's exceptionally rare for someone to be able to successfully file a strike on behalf of someone else if they're not an agency. For all the shit that I and many others give YouTube to their automated system when it comes to strikes, they're actually pretty decent when it comes to fucking putting the wood on impersonator strikes. If someone is trying to claim your work and they're not associated with any reputable agency, or it's not actually someone associated with you, the strike is normally automatically declined. And what that means is basically what happened to Tech Lead and Manny Show for their most recent strike attempts, where YouTube says, hey, there's a load of dirty barnacles, we're not taking action, we just want to make you aware of it. That's what happens usually when someone tries to strike while not actually being the person associated with the content. Now, I can only think of 2 cases where an impersonator strike actually did go through, and one of them was with the Destiny 2 community a couple years ago, where a disgruntled gamer, a Destiny 2 enthusiast, went on this fucking rampage on YouTube striking innocent creators' works, and he filed all of them as if he was the official Bungie organization. He pretended to be the real Bungie, which ended up being a huge reputational hit to Bungie themselves, because people all thought it was Bungie. But really, it was just some goober LARPing as Bungie. He put on the suit and tie, tightened it up, and said, it's time to go to work. I'm miserable, and I want to watch it all burn. So, that's what he tried to do, false flagging a ton of channels. Eventually, the sheriff on the block, Big Boy Bungie themselves, stepped in and fucked his face. They said, cowabunga dude, and they let loose the legal dogs on him. It's something that is taken very seriously when you impersonate someone and strike others. It's illegal. You can't do that, which is why you don't see it very often. So, the other example, by the way, was Nintendo. Well. It's happened with Nintendo in the past as well, though I can't remember what happened to the culprit in that case. So, some of you might remember from 2018, which I know is archaic at this point, that's fucking prehistoric by internet years, but in 2018, Alinity had that big meme about, we should copyright PewDiePie, should we copyright PewDiePie, whatever, where she was going to copyright strike PewDiePie because he was insulting her, and she was working with an agency called Collab DRM, who does strike on behalf of creators. Fast forward to 2024, there's plenty of agencies just like Collab DRM that do this, that do strikes on behalf of creators in order to take down re-uploads or sometimes just bully others into not talking about something they don't want posted. It is a common practice in the industry. So I decided to really stick my nose into this pile of dog shit and get a huge whiff of the stink here, that odorous Methodist that every YouTuber is familiar with. The copyright strike system. I reached out to One Giant Onion to just send me all of the info about the strike, which he was more than willing to do, so I appreciate that. I'm not going to post a screenshot because they're not mine to post. That's up to One Giant Onion if he wants to talk deeper about it and show those. I'll just talk about what was there. So, the copyright strike was filed by an individual who claims to be representing an agency, a collaborative agency, that works with SSniperWolf. So they were successfully able to file the strike based on the information that they are with this agency that represents SSniperWolf, thus they have the right to enforce her copyright. This is a pretty common thing, like I mentioned. There are tons of scumbag vermin that do this, these corporate suits that take this action, and many agencies that make this a core part of their strategy. However, what's definitely not a core part of their strategy is having the agents that are filing these takedown requests and strikes use a fucking personal Gmail account. So that's where things immediately became very clear to me that this is probably straight up horseradish. The email account was someone's personal Gmail. They weren't using a company account. It was not a professional email. It was just random Joe Blow's Gmail account that they're probably subscribed to browsers through. And that is uncommon. Typically, when a strike is filed from a fucking agency, you'll see the email be from that agency. This was not the case in One Giant Onion's strike here. I was pretty sure after looking even deeper into the email that this was all a scam, a ruse. But I have no fucking clue what the motive would be for this. Since they didn't claim the video, they're not making the money from it. There's a scam through Spotify where some people will post audio and then copyright claim YouTubers that use that audio, even though it's just common sounds like Super Mario making a sound effect like wahoo, something like that. Common sound effects, you'll have people on Spotify upload that audio and then claim YouTubers to make the money from the videos they use, including that. Like, the motive there is clearly to make money through this scam. In this case, this fraudulent strike, this blatant abuse of the YouTube system, it seems like there's just nothing to gain. They took down the video, thus they're not making money from it. Like the only thing they gain is making SSSniperWolf look evil. So maybe it's something personal there, I have no clue. But I reached out to SSSniperWolf directly about this just to 100% confirm whether or not this agency represents her. I also could find no official mention of this agency ever working with SSSniperWolf, so I feel like any agency that would have a creator as large as her would be plastering that all over their marketing material. So this definitely seems like someone pretending to work at that agency and then filing this strike. But I reached out directly to SSSniperWolf just to 100% confirm whether or not she's associated with this group. She confirms she does not work with them at all, and even goes as far as to mention that this group has targeted her channel in the past as well. I also asked if she would be taking any action against them for the impersonation strikes, since it is illegal, and we have already seen a legal case from this with Bungie, as well as YouTube themselves doing this. I mention this all the time. YouTube dunked on a false flagger back in like 2019. They fucking ruined them, annihilated them.
Do you say who cares? But like people cared a lot when it was like throwing hate and shade her away, whatever. But like now it's like, oh wait, she's innocent, or nobody cares, we'll move on. I find that to be kind of annoying.
It fucking eviscerated.
If it was me,
for this
I have it all the time.
So
I find
SSSniperWolf
it
trying to
annoying.
take action. She talks about
like
how they're a foreign company, so it's pretty hard. And she's right, since it is a foreign entity, her options are kind of limited there. So it's going to really be up to YouTube to solve this issue. Apparently this group has done this multiple times in the past, and now they've just done it again. So it looks like the only option to save the day is going to be sending up a bat signal and hoping YouTube will put on the cape and shut this group down, and maybe they will pursue something legally against them, because this is an issue that is spiraling out of control now. YouTubers abusing the copyright system we've seen multiple times now, Tech Lead and The Manny Show, as well as a couple others in the past, and now SSSniperWolf being framed for being one by a completely separate third party that has no association with her. That's a huge problem. If impersonator strikes are going to start to go through, that's going to lead to complete fucking pandemonium. So this needs to be stopped ASAP, and this needs to be made an example out of on YouTube's end, I feel. So apologies to SSSniperWolf. I'm sorry for the big headache that this must have caused when she didn't do it. She wasn't the one that issued the strike. So yeah, big update to this story here, and hopefully a happy ending with YouTube getting that strike taken off of One Giant Onion's channel, as well as...
Well, that was predictable, to be honest with you.
Hi.
That was pretty predictable. It was just gonna... Damn, they're still blaming her too. That's insane. Alright. What else we got there, chat?
xQcOW, hi X, hope you have a good stream.
Okay, here it comes.
Yo, this is X on the
Yeah.
beat, yo.
Wait,
Okay,
you heard my voice as well.
that S.
Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Again, that was pretty
Good.
cool.